You've probably spent a few evenings scrolling through endless listings, wondering if the next printer you click Add to Cart will actually let you make a decent shirt, a custom leather patch, or even a small batch of merch without turning your garage into a mess. I get it, you don't want to drop a few $100 on a machine that sounds great on paper, but ends up gathering dust because it's too finicky, needs a PhD to operate, or just can't keep up with the colors you're trying to sell. That hesitation is exactly why I'm diving deep into the Fynqil R1390 DTF printer today, so you can walk away with a clear picture of whether this is the right tool for your side hustle or your first foray into on-demand printing. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about what DTF actually means in everyday practice. Direct-to-film is a process where you print your design onto a special film, apply a layer of powdered adhesive, melt that powder, and then press the whole thing onto the substrate, be it a cotton tee, a polyester tote, or a piece of leather. The appeal is that you can work with a broader range of materials than traditional screen printing, and the setup time is relatively short. The Fynqil machine markets itself as an A3 beginner-friendly system, which is a useful claim because many DTF setups you'll find online are built for industrial volume and come with a steep learning curve. This unit tries to strike a middle ground, big enough to handle a standard A3 sheet, small enough to sit on a sturdy workbench, and bundled with the consumables you need to get your first few dozen prints off the ground. What you get out of the box matters as much as the headline specs. Inside the box, you'll find the R1390 print head, the EraRIP software license, a white ink circulation system, a starter roll of film, a hopper of adhesive powder, a set of transfer tapes, and the cables required for power and data. Fynqil also promises remote installation of the software, which can be a lifesaver if you're not comfortable digging through driver folders on a Windows machine. In my own testing, the remote setup took about 20 minutes from the moment the tech logged on, and the installer walked me through calibrating the printhead alignment and configuring the white ink pump. That's a real time saver compared to the endless forum threads you often have to trawl through for generic DTF machines. Now, let's picture a typical day using this printer. You have a design ready in Photoshop, you drop it into EraRIP, set the resolution to 1200 dpi, and hit print. The film feeds through a roller system, and the printhead lays down the cyan, magenta, yellow, black, and crucially white ink in a single pass. Because the white ink is circulated through a dedicated pump that constantly stirs the pigment, you avoid the clumping issues that plague cheaper printers where the white sits stagnant in a reservoir. After the film is printed, you dust it with the supplied adhesive powder, give it a quick shake to knock off the excess, and then pass it through a heat press for about 1015 seconds. The result is a crisp, vibrant image that adheres well to both light and dark fabrics. In a real-world scenario, I printed a batch of 15 black cotton tees for a local band's merch table, and the whites pop just as cleanly as the colors. No ghosting, no peeling after a week of washes. That workflow sounds smooth, but there are a few practical trade-offs to keep in mind. The first is ink consumption. The white ink on a DTF printer is notoriously wasteful because you need a solid base on dark garments. And the circulation system, while better than a static tank, still requires you to top it up fairly often if you're printing in volume. For a hobbyist printing a few dozen shirts a month, that's a manageable cost. But if you plan to scale the hundreds, the ongoing expense could nibble at your margins. The second trade-off is the learning curve around film handling. The film is delicate. Any crease or static cling can cause the powder to stick unevenly, leading to mottled transfers. The included film rolls are decent quality, but you'll quickly learn to store them in a dry, static-free environment. Think a sealed Ziploc bag with a silica packet. Skipping that step usually shows up as fuzzy edges on the final product, something you'll notice right away on a test piece. Who should consider buying the Fynqil R1390 DTF printer? If you're a small-scale creator, think Etsy sellers, local artists, or a pop-up shop owner who wants to expand beyond standard heat-press vinyl without investing in a full-scale screen printing setup. This machine lands in that sweet spot. The bundled software is tailored for beginners. The interface is visual. You can preview the white layers separately, and the remote support means you won't be stuck on a Friday night trying to decipher error codes. It also makes sense for hobbyists who enjoy the maker aspect of